Okay, yet another video. I actually want to do these. I want to try to do a back and forth like a ping pong between um, real life issues and geek culture rants. So, if one video is geek culture, the next one is going to be whoa. If one video was geek culture, the next one's going to be regular life, so on and so forth. So let me check something. Nope, you still work. You're just being dumb. But this one's going to be regular life rants. And it's gonna be a typing class, but anyway, what did I say I wanted to do? Oh, I wanted to do just. This thing. Wait. Fuck. Axis! Please, blue! Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that bullshit. That's way too much. So basically. And this I will copy and paste because I'm being lazy. And this takes some time. Hey, special. Okay. So, oh my gosh, the square. Where's your cover? So basically, this rant. Just ask. So this is when people rather start crap than ask questions to avoid conflict. I go through this crap all the time with social networking drama. Okay, networking drama to the T right here. I write exactly what I'm saying. How about this? Make it change it up. So this is when you have to do the exclamation points in the front. I mean, I could do the symbols, but like that would be too much for no reason. So social networking drama to the T. Just when you say something and somebody thinks the status is about. I mean, social networking. You write anything anywhere, whatever status equivalent it is, because I mean, really everything is essentially a status thing. Twitter is basically the status updates for Facebook. Facebook, you have your status, and then anything you can say on Tumblr, Stumble, any of those other places. You'll say something like, "Well, some people need to read and stop being so ignorant." Like you can say something like that, and then there's always the dumb idiot that's like, "Oh my god, you talk about me? How dare you talk about me? You're being such a coward, blah 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 blah." And you're just sitting there like, dude, it wasn't even about you. Like, I've had that happen to me so many times on Facebook. It's just like, nobody's talking about you. Chill the f out. Calm the f down, bro. I know other people besides you. Don't assume every negative status that I do about every negative status I do is about you. It's completely unnecessary. It's so funny because I literally had one ex-friend block me because I made it wasn't even on Facebook or anything. I made it on WordPress. I made a thing where I'm like, "Oh, I'm being really stupid. Somebody didn't invite me." In that case, it was more direct, but it's like I was insulting myself. It was so ridiculous because basically what I was saying, I'm being an idiot. I'm being all pissy because this person didn't invite me to their party, but why should I care? I mean, most likely he couldn't invite me anyway, and it doesn't matter. This person can invite whoever I want. I'm being dumb. That was legit the status, and you go through my work. Okay, sorry about that. You can basically decide to lose his crap. I have no idea what's going on. It's just being weird. You just decide like, oh, I'm not gonna recognize your webcam, even though you're doing a desktop recording, so you don't need a webcam. But I'm gonna be difficult, so I'm gonna make this really short. I mean, for me, it's like 3:48 in the morning right now. I'm trying to like really turn these out, but this is the last one for tonight / this morning. Anyway, I was saying that, WordPress blog you can go find. But yeah, then she messaged me and she had all this, like, gave me this crap. Like, "Oh my god, you say that you're being mean. I didn't invite you because I couldn't invite you. I could do what I want." Basically, it was one tragic example of completely missing the point. And it's like, I could waste my time trying to explain myself to the bitch, but not really gonna do it. At first, I was nice. And I literally did think, like, I'm gonna send this, I'm gonna be nice. And this is one of those types of people, like, every time I look up, like, she's being offended by something. I mean, I'm gonna do another topic about later on called self-proclaimed victim, and she's one of those types. Like, everything's everybody else's fault. She's never the bringer of her own issues. It's always other people's problems, not hers. Or at least as far as conflicts with people, it's always somebody else's fault. It's not hers. And that's another topic that's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, I literally just wait for it because I sent the initial like message back on Facebook, and I was like, if this bitch doesn't apologize for completely being a douche for no reason, I'm gonna let this bitch have it. So Yeah, you Yukuham's being really weird. That's like the second time. So I'm gonna try to make this really quick. So basically, I decided to let this bitch have it, and we had like a back and forth where it's like, "Oh my god, you're just being cruel and sensitive, and you're belly, blah blah blah," and basically wrapped that whole thing up. I ended up with like, dude. You completely missed the point, like you usually do. You're so busy trying to defend your honor and trying to be a bitch that you completely miss how, like, she's one of those types, like, she could be super condescending, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't even realize it. But it's like, it's hard to just tolerate that when it's like, I got no explanation. Like, well, sometimes I might be a little bit, like, I'm bipolar, I might be a little bit bitchy sometimes. It's not like I got any explanation like that. It's like, I'm treating you like I would treat anybody else. It's like, she could be really bitchy sometimes. And I'm the type when I really don't start to dislike a person, I'm just more and more bitchy. It's not so much bitchy off the from the get go. It's just if you say anything that basically it takes less and less to trigger a really pissy response, essentially. And but anyway, by then that whole message back and forth, I essentially called party foul with, you're just playing victim as you usually do because you'll have problems with other people, but instead of taking responsibility for your actions, you rather just sit there and blame the other party for your issues. And then after that, and of course that was preceded by, well, I don't care what else you say in the messages because I'm not going to pay attention. It's like, yeah, because you know you fucking, you quote unquote lost. Yeah, I mean, you don't really win debates. That's a whole nother deal for another day. But like, you weren't making making any headway. Period. So after that made my comment, she's completely blocked me. And that's another issue I have on Facebook in particular, or any social networking site that offers you the option to be able to block versus just defriend them or something like that. Blocking's really for if somebody's super harassing you, not if you're harassing somebody else, not if you said something really stupid on your Facebook and somebody called you out on it. It's not if somebody disagrees with you on something you said and they're not really being douchey about it, but they disagree with what you said. It's really for blocking people who are stalking you and like something like really serious like that. You defriend somebody if they're annoying the crap out of you. You don't block them because it's too much, especially if it's like you're being a dumbass and you started it, now you're gonna block it. Yeah, you're full of shit. Whatever. I hope the worst for you. Anyway, again, getting dark really quick. Yeah, she wanted to block me. It's funny because earlier this year, we had an event where it's like, well, we were both president and she was a vice president of it, or she didn't do that job well either because she's so freaking capricious and flaky that you can't depend on her for crap. But anyway, we had an event that was Sakura Mastery earlier this year, and I and her were there. It was funny because it's like, well, this is gonna be awkward. I mean, I'm not gonna be a bitch. I mean, she wasn't a bitch either. It was actually a nice event, but it was just funny seeing her like after, like, oh, you're not gonna talk about how you were a dumbass bitch that one time. No, I mean, even with that Facebook messages back and forth, she ended it with, well, I was gonna invite you to Anime Boston, but now I don't care. And literally, she was one of those people that was like, I would never want to go to a convention with her because she would stress me out to no end. Because it's like I would get really pissy and I wouldn't want to hang out with you anyway because I try to avoid stressors, not spend my time being around them. Anyway, the whole thing could have been. I started that whole thing off with, well, you could just ask me if you know for sure. Like instead of going immediately the bitch route, ask. That's basically my point. Like whenever you aren't sure about something, if you think somebody's status or is about you, or you think somebody's talking and they're in the conversation that you're not involved in and you think they're talking about, just ask. Don't just automatically assume the worst and be as bitchy as possible to that person. Ask, because you can avoid so many pointless dramas if you just ask the person, well, what did you mean by that? What do you mean? And being as neutral with your tone as possible. Don't have that tone where it's like, well, dumb bitch, what do you mean? Like, well, clearly you're being, cantankerous at that point. Nobody's gonna respond well to that. You have to ask in the most neutral way possible because unless you want to reveal your true colors as being a drama queen, don't do that because it won't do anything for you. You're ruining a friendship for no reason, and you gain absolutely nothing from it. I mean, I'm the type of person like you can't pull that shit with me because I will totally call you out on that every time. But yeah, this bitch did. There's several Facebook dramas I got into where it's like, you didn't know what I meant. You should just ask what I meant. Don't assume the worst. Just ask me if you really aren't sure. And in general, it's like you can avoid so many pointless conflicts and dramas if you just ask the person you're about to get in a drama thing with, Oh, well, what did you mean by that? Because sometimes, I mean, I would say more often than not, it was actually really innocent, and you actually just misread the situation, and you could have easily clarified that, but instead of doing that, you went the bitch route, and nothing good ever comes of the bitch route, especially if you're being a bitch without cause, and or even, you think you're completely justified. I mean, there's always a problem if you think you're completely justified with your bitchery, but then don't accept the fact that you're being a bitch while you're doing it. Like, I do that kind of justify, quote unquote, justify bitch. I'm quoting myself though. Crap. But I do it knowing full well, like, I'm being an asshole and I'm saying things that are potential friendship enders. Like, I've done that crap on Facebook so many times. Like, I don't play on Facebook. You are a dumbass to me, I don't take each. And unless, like, especially if I don't really like you that much, it's like, I'll say friendship ender crap. I don't care. I don't like you anyway. If it's somebody that is still like, okay, I value this friendship, I'm not as mean, but I'm still just as frank, but not as douchey. Just a little bit douchey, but not as douchey. So basically, to wrap this up, because I'm afraid this is about to crash again. If you don't know where somebody's coming from, ask them. Everything's about communication. Basically, communication. Haha. Basically, it's communication. Communication, communication, communication. I can't say this enough. It's not just, romantic relationships, any type of relationship. Communication is key. If you don't know where somebody is coming from, ask them where they're coming from. And hopefully they're honest, you're close enough that they're going to be perfectly honest with you. And I would say more often than not, you'll find out like, oh, you misread that. Or you misheard that. Just ask them. Don't be a bitch. Don't automatically go the bitch route and just totally bitch them out and then get in the screaming match with them. Just calm them down and ask them where they're coming from. I mean, if you find out like, oh, they're actually being a total douchebag and they meant what you thought they meant, and which is the worst case scenario, I mean, you still want to keep things professional. But after that, well, at least you know where they're coming from for sure. You're not gonna make the mistake of I'm being a bitch when they weren't being a bitch, so now I just look like a total asshole. But still, either way, just ask. So that's the point. I'm just trying to end this because I'm afraid it's gonna close the beat. So again, you're gonna be difficult. Social network stuff, WordPress blog, follow that. Most of my stuff is from our WordPress blog. You can keep track of all my stuff there. That's the best place to go to. Facebook page, that's where my Facebook page is up. It's another like Twitter. It's content is populated from my WordPress blog, which is why I like using WordPress because it makes it easy to populate other social networking things. And it's really mostly my Facebook stuff. I mean my WordPress stuff. And I also use it to page update because unfortunately when you do page updates, it doesn't automatically populate Facebook with that, so that's why I do too. I usually name it for Facebook updates. Yeah, I can't talk. I usually use it for WordPress page updates because I mean blog posts are automatic, and then occasionally I'll post things that aren't on either on my WordPress or anywhere. My main Twitter, twitter.com, F everybody, Tumblr /misanthropic.tumblr.com, and again, arrow down. Join the bitch brigade today. I know you want to do it. I know. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Subscribe. You gotta subscribe. Share it with your friends. Get them to subscribe. Do that. Always comment. Challenge anything I said. And just form out your opinion. Constructive criticism. Suggestions for new rants. Do that and like my videos. And again, honestly, if you don't like it, don't give it a thumbs down. To me, a thumbs down is a wasted opportunity for just leaving a comment that's just constructive criticism. I mean, I'm kind of doing this like a debate anyway. So if you honestly have a problem with what I'm saying, just comment what your problem is and really detail it so I can actually respond to it if I do a response video. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks for the subscribe if you do. Really appreciate it. Have a good night or morning, whatever it is for you, wherever you are in the world, and bye!